What up, y'all? Tina here, man. I know I'm about a week late from Comic-Con and reporting on the Vampire Lestat. So in this video, we're going to talk about the name change. It's no longer Interview with the Vampire, new cast announcements, who's going to be in season 3. What exactly is this show about? And we're also going to talk about the cast announcements from the TheTalamasca show. Let's get into it.
I talk movies and Marvel, TV shows, rumors, money, and drama. Game of Thrones, universe, and rice too. Vampires, horror, I got you. Subscribe to my page, come roll with me. If you like movies, follow, she dreads me. Movies, follow, she dreads me.
All right, y'all. So first things first, they changed the name of the show. So a lot of us thought they would stick with the brand recognition and just call it Interview with the Vampire Lestat. No. The next season is just going to be called The Vampire Lestat. Complete name change, and it is now aligning with the actual title of the book from the Anne Rice collection. Now, let's talk about some of these cast announcements. So they did not tell us who's going to be playing Akasha. The creator said that the ink isn't quite dry yet, so that can mean they're still going through negotiations, or it could mean that the deal was literally just signed and they just want to hold off a bit before they announce the actual casting. For all of you guys who don't know, Anne Rice wanted Akasha to continue to be played as a black actress, but I have said in a lot of my previous videos, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with someone who may be a little bit more book accurate, someone from the Middle East. But once we find out who it is, I'll definitely be reporting on it. So let's take a look at the new casting announcement. For the character Gabriella, which is Lestat's mother, Jennifer Ehle nags the role. They're going to stick with the Italian iteration of her name, Gabriella, instead of Gabrielle. Yo, the creator said Gabriella is coming in like a wrecking ball. She is going to be a very chaotic force in the show. Sam Reed said his mama is coming in like an atomic bomb, so I am ready to see her. I think Jennifer is perfect casting. I've seen her in other films. Great choice. Y'all did that. Next up, Christopher Heyerdahl. He's going to be playing Marius. Now, Christopher, he played in Twilight, Supernatural, True Blood, so he has experience being a vampire and also dealing with horror content. I think this is great casting. So the character Marius is essentially the one who makes sure Akasha and Ehle stay in their statue state. He's like their caretakers, their bodyguards, their protectors. Marius is also the maker of Armand. In the books, he has a wealth of knowledge about vampire culture. And if you all remember, or if you don't know, Lestat never really knew much about being a vampire because his maker didn't last long. So Lestat has been outside just trying to figure life out. And Marius plays into this because Lestat finds out in the books that Marius is a guy who knows everything. This is the guy you want to talk to when you want vampire information. So that's essentially who Marius is. Or Marius. Depending on, I'm from the South, so I may say Marius, it might be Marius. Let me pronounce it how I want to pronounce it, all right? Okay, so Damien Atkins will be playing Magnus. Magnus is Lestat's creator. Magnus is generally an older vampire. Damien got a little baby face, okay? He got a little baby face. So this tells me they're about to fix him up because he has to look a lot older, a little decrepit. Damon, he is a theater guy. That's pretty normal from this franchise. They like to go out to the theaters and bring people into this show. So I think Damon is going to be just fine. He'll be able to handle this. Ehle Ballentine has been cast as Baby Jinx. Now, Baby Jinx isn't really a major character in the book. Based off of some clips that we've seen, Baby Jinx may be a part of Lestat's band. Baby Jinx represents the new school vampires. Wow. Reckless. A complete contrast to Armand and Marius and Louis, the kind of distinguished older vampires. So she will be giving us more of a new school look of how it feels to be a vampire in the new day and age. Janine Sorellis is going to be playing Christine Claire. Christine is going to be Lestat's lawyer. Now, in the TV show, I don't know if she's going to be his entertainment lawyer, the divorce lawyer. We have no idea. And the reason I bring up divorce lawyer is because at Comic-Con, there's a scene with Louis and Lestat arguing at the table with lawyers, and Lestat was going off. He was losing it, okay? And Christine was sitting right next to him. So I don't know if she's his divorce lawyer or if she handles everything. Now, I do recall in the books, haven't read it in a while, Lestat does need a lawyer to get all his money from overseas to the U.S. to help fund his band. He's in the new day of age, so he has to have a lawyer to help him get like a birth certificate and all these legal proceedings set up. So they may follow book canon and just let her be his personal lawyer who handles everything, but she definitely was at that divorce table for sure. Next up, Moses Sumney will be playing Louis' lawyer. Moses, the actual actor, he's a singer-songwriter. He looks like a model. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Louis got a little bit more going on. He kind of fine. Louis, you might need to get with that, okay? Moses is a fine name. All right, and here is the rest of the cast. So we know Akasha and her king Ehle, they're going to be in the show. We don't have a casting announcement yet, so we're going to wait on that. Louis, Lestat, Claudia, Armand, Daniel, Raglan, Farid, and Nicholas will all be returning with the same actors. The creator stated they always knew Claudia was coming back for season 3. Louis will also have a strong presence as well, so he's not going anywhere. He also mentioned that Daniel Malloy is having a hard time transitioning into the vampire lifestyle. If y'all recall, he really wanted to be a vampire. So to hear that he's struggling, that's interesting. They also said that Daniel will be interviewing Lestat, but it's going to be tough. Yeah, they're not going to mix. It's going to be vinegar and oil. They do not get along. And Lestat is pretty pissed off about the book that Daniel wrote about him, which is Interview with the Vampire. He feels like they did him him wrong in the book. And it sounds like Daniel may be following him around on tour to kind of document his rock star lifestyle. And that's how the interviews is going to take part. Now, Lestat. We all know this season is going to be heavily focused on Lestat. This is his show. I did a video a while back, and the creator of this show has said consistently that this is going to be wild. Lestat is going to be very out of control, erratic, messy, just completely on another level. When you mix things like that with him being a rock star, I ain't gonna flex y'all. I'm a little concerned, okay? I'm a little concerned because we came in this project with Louis. He was kind of somber, impatient, and now we're about to have a complete whiplash tonally with Lestat and his interview style. Like, this is gonna be way, way different than season 1 and season 2. And if you really think about it, when Lestat created the Vampire Theater back in the day, this man has always loved the stage, all right? He has always been a star. So him being a rock star is completely expected, but the vampires in the Anne Rice universe, they like to stay low-key. They don't like being outside. Lestat, he gonna be all the way outside. He's gonna be very braggadocious about who he is, which is a vampire, and about his lifestyle. And that is going to be a problem with the other vampires in the world. They don't like it. He too flashy. They want him to calm down. So they're not going to be feeling rockstar Lestat. They already mad at Louis because Louis did this book with Daniel telling their secrets. So it's 2 of them there that a lot of people is mad about. Not to mention, these 2 are also mad at each other. They going through a divorce. It's going to be a lot going on next season. Yeah, I think Sam Reed as Lestat is about to go crazy. He is going to really put his foot in this role. He's had to sit back and watch Louis tell his story for 2 seasons. So yeah, Lestat is about to go bonkers. Yep. This is going to feel like a complete manic episode we going through. So I'm trying to get mentally prepared for this. It's going to be a lot. And I must say, I'm not a big fan of musicals, so I hope it isn't so music heavy. I hope they do find a good balance with it. The creators did say some of the musical influences they used is going to be like Kurt Cobain and Otis Redding, and plus a lot of other rock stars. The creator also said they will be using themes and topics from Queen of the Damned, so it sounds like they're about to try and compact a lot of things into 8 episodes. I don't know if they feel like they may not get renewed for season 4, so they're just trying to throw everything into this season, but we gonna see how it all works out. Hey, I'm interested. Next up, let's talk about the Talamasca. So the Talamasca show is coming this year. For y'all that don't know, the Talamasca is pretty much like the CIA for supernatural beings. They sit and they watch and they monitor vampires, wolves, witches, goblins. They just watch. They don't interfere. They just document, take notes, and keep records. Now, I haven't been impressed at all with the marketing for this show, but I'm gonna give it a chance. So for y'all that don't know, the Talamasca, they don't have a book in the Anne Rice collection. Instead, they're just characters sprinkled throughout the rest of her books. So the creators of this show are having to pick out bits and pieces, and they essentially have to formulate a fresh idea to create this show. It's gonna be a spy show with vampires and witches tossed in. And the creator is saying this show is equally about its characters just as much as it is supernatural. So that tells me we may not have a lot of supernatural in this. So here's some information from a news article about the show. The star of the show will be Nicholas Denton. He will be playing Guy. He's a law school graduate, sometimes has these strange visits, and he ends up getting recruited by the Talamasca. He's described as quite a complex guy, one who's quiet, lonely, but also hyper intelligent. When he's first introduced, they said he's going to be dealing with some things that some may call it a gift, but others may call it an issue in which something's going on internally with his mind, okay? That is Guy. This is who we're going to be following and who's going to be the lead of this story. Helen is going to be his mentor, and he has to be very quick and very fast on learning the ways of the supernatural underworld so he can help stop a major threat that is coming their way. Helen pretty much shows up and tells this guy, your whole life has been a lie. We've been tracking you and we know everything about you. Yeah, that's what Helen said. Macy Sellers is going to be named Olive. She's a master spy who finds herself working as Guy's handler when he's sent to London. She's pretty much going to be like his babysitter. She stated that she's a master of disguise who's extremely brilliant, and she's been assigned to look after Guy, and it's a big job, but it's exciting. The creators say the dynamics between Guy and Olive is going to be a crazy storyline, and it's going to have some crazy episodes. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means crazy like they love each other or crazy like they don't like each other, but we're going to see. Celine Buckins will be playing Doris, a woman who is very familiar with the supernatural world, but she usually rides real solo dolo. She don't trust the supernatural world. She lives with a coven of low-key witches, and she likes to stay low. However, she ends up getting sucked into the world of the Talamasca. And finally, William Fitchner, he will be playing Jasper. Jasper is someone who's essentially driven by a mission that he has to right a specific wrong that he has experienced in the past, which ultimately puts him on a collision course with Guy. The actor says life starts to get really good for his character. So everything that I'm hearing about this show, The Talamasca, is character focused. Character, which tells me it may not be a lot of action, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it out. There's also a teaser trailer out for the Vampire Lestat, as well as The Talamasca. I'm not gonna post it in this video because they might try to copyright claim me, but I'll be doing a separate review on those trailers. But yo, that's all I have for today. If you made it to the end of this video, thanks for hanging out with me. Are y'all gonna be watching The Vampire Lestat and The Talamasca? Or are you only gonna be watching The Vampire Lestat? Or are you not interested in none of these shows? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.